Now, some people in Scotland are going to be casting their votes for the very first time on Thursday. 16 and 17-year-olds are once again included in this Holyrood election. Well, Catherine Sampson has taken the STV bubble to Stirling tonight as we look at what issues matter to Scotland's younger generation. Catherine.
Yes, Stirling, of course, the site of many historical skirmishes, but as this election battle draws to its conclusion tonight, we are going to be looking to the future. The younger generation disproportionately affected by the pandemic, whether because of education or uncertainty over future job prospects. How engaged are they in this campaign? What issues matter to them? One of the youngest members of our newsroom, Emma Maxwell, has been finding out. My polling card arrived last month, and in a couple of days I, like thousands of young people across the country, will be voting for the first time. With the campaign coming to an end, I've been finding out what is concerning them most and their hopes for the future.
It's Monday morning, I've just woken up.
It's not the first year college experience Archie was expecting, but he's getting used to it.
Waiting for my class to start.
Like students across the country,
I've got my computer there where I do all my work.
he's studying from his room in halls.
You can't have people over and it gets quite lonely sometimes.
He wants more support for students.
I think more funding for people that need it. I know there is some in place, but perhaps more funding towards stuff like mental health. I know a lot of people have been struggling with mental health during a lockdown, and some people have been by themselves by it throughout the whole thing, really.
Women's safety is another issue concerning young people, reignited following the death of Sarah Everard in London. Vigils were held across Scotland in her memory. Nikki was one of the organisers and wants to see more action from the next government.
Start making radical changes. It's not a lot to ask. Women have been asking this for decades, and the fact that not enough has been done and these things are still happening, it needs to be a radical overhaul of everything that makes our society what it is. We need to change the culture of our society, because the fact that not all men was an actual reaction to what had happened just shows how systemic this issue is.
These friends were too young to vote in the independence referendum. Although they were 11 and 12 at the time, they were aware of the debate. And now that they can vote this time, it's an issue that's still on their minds.
We'd have a much better say, and the country would be moving in the direction that we want for our kids and our kids' kids. So I feel it would be a really good thing for us.
I'm not dead set on either side, but I'm a lot more conflicted now than I ever was. When that was a lot different a few years ago when we were in different circumstances.
Compared to the last time, the independence referendum, we were still in the EU, we still had a safety net. But this time, we're not in the EU, we don't have a safety net, we'll have to put a waiting list, we'll have to wait, and we'll be completely on our own, so I don't think it's the best decision.
16 and 17-year-olds can also vote in this election.
I feel very honoured to be able to vote at the age of 16, because there's often this kind of misconception that 16 and 17-year-olds are kind of uneducated and kind of don't really have their own points of views on politics.
I'm quite excited, but I'm also quite nervous because I feel like there's a lot of pressure to do your research and vote for the right party you think you want in.
Because more older people are more likely to vote, parties are trying to appeal to them. So I think if parties try to appeal to younger people, then more younger people would feel like they could vote.
I would like to try and think that when I talk to my friends and other people my age about issues, that I'm encouraging them by expressing my views, and they can consider different views as well, and maybe they feel motivated to go and vote.
The SNP will fund a place for further education or training for every young person and raise the age of paying council tax. The Greens want to expand the young person guarantee to all under 30s and provide an extra year of student awards agency funding. The Lib Dems will encourage universities to help more people from poorer backgrounds and give the Scottish Youth Parliament a greater role in public services. The Conservatives want to develop a national student mental health action plan and launch a campaign focused on sexual harassment. And Labour are pledging to create 5,000 new apprenticeship places and encourage businesses to employ young people.